In the last class, we learned about number systems. Today, we are going to learn something known as Boolean algebra, which is specific to the digital circuits. So the Boolean algebra was first developed by English mathematician George Boole. So from there the name comes. Okay, Boolean algebra. Now there are a few things in Boolean algebra. Boolean algebra is an operation done on Boolean variables. So Boolean algebra is nothing. Boolean operation done on Boolean variables. So what is Boolean variables? Okay, a Boolean variable is a symbol used to represent a logical quantity. So any variable which can either have 1 or 0. Okay, so in a digital system we know that any variable can take a logical 1 or a logical 0, right? And say input A, that can, in a digital system, the input can have logical 1, logical 0. So that 1 could represent any voltage level depending on the actual gates you are employing. It could be 5 volt, 1 volt, another 10 volt, 15 volt, whatever it is. Okay, but basically the logic levels, okay, that is known as the logic level. The logic level can be only 2. It could be either 1 or 0 for any variable. Okay, Saksham, since you just joined, let me just start from where I began. Okay, we are going to learn about an Boolean algebra today in today's class. So it was first developed by a mathematician known as Boole, right? Okay, so from there this name Boolean algebra has come in. So Boolean variables, okay, so the Boolean algebra is nothing but Boolean operation done on Boolean variables. So so what is Boolean variables? Boolean variables is a variable in the logical in the digital domain, right? So if you see here, any logical any variable in the digital system can have only 2 values, right? That is what we learned. In a digital system, any variable can have only 2 values, 2 logical values, which is a logical 0 or logical 1. So a logical input A, B, C, D, or an output F, okay, they are all known as Boolean variables. Now on these Boolean variables, various operations can be done, like we can do a AND operation, OR operation, or an invert operation, or n types of operations we know, NAND, NOR, exclusive OR. So all those are known as Boolean operations. So when you have a Boolean variable on which a Boolean operation is done, that is known as a Boolean algebra. Okay. Now if you see the next term which I am going to introduce to you is truth table. Okay, like if you have a Boolean variable, you will have a set of inputs, right? There could be one Boolean variable, or there could be more than one input variable. So when you have more than if you have n input variables, then there could be 2 to the power of n various possible combinations are possible, input combinations. Okay, why 2? Because each of them can take only 2 logical states, 0 or 1. So if you have if you have single variable, then the input can only change 0 or 1. Whereas if you have 2 variables, then the input can be either 2. If you have 2 variables, then the total number of combinations with these 2 variables will be 2 to the power of 2, 4, like 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Okay, so similarly, if you have an 3 variable Boolean expression, then the total different unique input combinations possible is 9. So in general, we can say if there are n variables, okay, 2 to the power of n different input variables are possible. Okay. So that is known known as the truth table. Okay, now let's just touch upon all the gates once more so that things become easy for us in the next few slides. Okay, so AND is an Boolean operator. Okay, so this is what this is a Boolean operator. AND is known as a Boolean operator. What are A and B and X? Okay, A, B is both are Boolean variables, and x is also a Boolean function. Okay, so two variables and we have a Boolean function x output. So if you see a, b, y, this gate is given here. So the AND truth table, this is known as the truth table, which represents all the input combinations. So what is a truth table? A truth table is a table wherein you have all possible input combinations. So since it's an two variable gate out here, so you have 4 different combinations. So for an AND gate, the output will be 1 only when both the inputs are high. So this is the truth table for an AND gate. For an OR gate, this is the truth table, and you need to remember these symbols also, because henceforth all the circuits will have these kind of symbols. So you need to remember how these OR, and it will not, once this gate is given, it is understood that you know it's an AND gate. It will not be written AND and OR when these in the circuits. Okay, so you need to remember these shapes and symbols. Okay, so similarly OR gate, OR means either A or B. If any one is 1, the output will be 1. So in this case, if we see 1 here is producing a 1 here, 1 here is producing a 1 here, and both ones are also producing 1 here. Right, and the NOT gate. Okay, NOT gate is again this is the symbol out here. It just inverts the input. So this is the NOT truth table. 0 is 1, 1 is 0, and you have something known as XOR gate. Okay, this is also an important gate, and in CMOS this can be implemented directly with the transistors. Okay, so these, for example, NAND gate, which we are going to learn next, requires a 4 number of transistors, and then you need to put an inverter which requires 2 transistors. So then only you will be able to synthesize an AND gate in a transistor. So only NAND, NOR, XOR, these are the universal gates. Okay, these are to be synthesized using a NAND followed by an inverter. Okay, so that is the reason we will give lot of importance to the NAND and NOR gate. Similarly, NOR gate is also OR gate is NOR gate followed by a NAND gate. Okay, so this is the truth table for an XOR gate. The difference between XOR and OR, if you see here, is that when both are 1, it is 0, and if only one of them is 1, then it is 1. So this is a very, very important property which we learnt in the last class also. If only one of them is 1, how to go about use this as an to control. If you remember, we learnt this XOR gate, this property to make an adder subtractor. So this is an XOR. So these tables you need to remember. Also you need to remember these figures. Now this is again a few more gates have been added here, basic gates. This is known as a NAND. Okay, and NAND means not AND. Okay, that is invert. If you see here, a bubble has been placed here. Okay, this is an AND gate and a bubble has been placed here. Bubble means a small circle. So generally in circuits, a bubble means inversion. Okay, so it is not necessary that in front of AND you put the whole inverter. Even if you put this small bubble, it means it is an inverter. So this as we keep progressing and learning circuits, you'll in flip-flops and things like that, wherever you see a bubble, it means that the input of the bubble and the output, they are complemented. That means a bubble means an inverter. You got to remember that. Okay, a bubble is an inverter. Okay, so this is NAND. So what is NAND? If you see AND was 1 1 was 1. So if you put an inverter, everything gets an inverted out here. So for 1 1 it will be 0. For all other combinations, it is 1 out here. Similarly, NOR. NOR, we saw that for a it is inversion of OR. So in OR we had only one case where it was 0 when both the inputs were 0. So NOR, obviously for that particular case it is 1, for rest of the cases it is 0. So XOR, again we said only if one of them is 1 it will be 1, otherwise it will be 0. And for XNOR, it is just the opposite. So if for 0 0 you have 1, 0 0 you have 1. Now among all these gates, inverter can be synthesized using 2 transistors. This NAND can be synthesized using 4 transistors. If you want an AND, you will have to put NAND and then in front of that one inverter. So it will take 6 transistors to synthesize and to make an AND gate in a with transistors. Okay. Similarly, an NOR gate here. Yeah, this takes 4 transistors, and you put another 2 transistors, you will get OR. So this also will take 6. Okay, whereas these 2 transistors, these 2 can be implemented directly, it will take 8 transistors. Okay, this is all in CMOS technology I am speaking. So towards the end of the course, I'll just introduce you to how these gates can be made using transistors. Okay, right now we will will not get into that details of transistor level circuits. Towards the end of the course we will do that. Okay, now there are some postulates of Boolean algebra which you need to know. Okay, these things are very important. You need to remember these things. Only then you will be able to design a circuit, or from exam point of view, attempt questions. Okay, now first of all, let me define postulate, which is given in Oxford Dictionary. It says it's an idea that is suggested or accepted as basic principle before a further idea is formed and developed from it. That means these are taken as an truth. Okay, there is no you don't really require again to prove this. If you can use this as a starting point to develop more complex theorems. Okay, so these are the starting points. Okay, so this is assumed these are all basic facts. Okay, so you can call all these things as basic facts. Okay, now the first one is known as the identity rule. Okay, there are 2 rules, identity rules. Identity is the rule of 0 and identity rule of 1. So A or 0 is A. Now if I go back here, this is an OR gate, A or 0. So I am putting B equal to 0. Now if what happens, A is equal to 0, you get 0, A equal to 1, I get is equal to 1. So that means in an OR gate, if I put a 0 here, A is going to come out. Okay, so that is why A plus 0 or 0 plus A is A, right? Similarly, I have identity 1. Okay, identity rule of logic 1. Here it says A dot 1 or 1 dot A is A again. Right, again if I go back here, sorry, this is an AND gate. I am putting a 1 here in B. So if it is 0, you will get an AND is 0. If I put 1 here, again 1 1 AND is 1. So it says A and 1, 1 and A is A. So these 2 rules. Is this clear, Ritika? You could use your mic, or you can put it in the chat box. So if there is an interaction, it would be good. Okay, okay, good. So these are the 2 basic rules. Okay, and then there is one more rule. It is known as annulment. It means A plus 1 is equal to 1. Okay, that means A or 1. So that in fact that from the output, the A is totally removed now. Similarly, A dot 0, now the output has become independent of A in both these cases. Okay, and that is why the name annulment comes, A or 1, right? If you go back here, you have an OR gate. If you put 1 here, so 0 1 and 1 1 both are 1. So irrespective of A, if in an OR gate, if one of the inputs is 1, you get 1. Similarly, if I go to an AND gate here, if I put a 0 here, okay, for if you see 1 0 means all the 3 outputs will be 0 here, right? So the input gets screened from the output, and the output is permanently 0 in this case and 1 in this case. So that is what it says. Okay, A or 1 is 1, A and 0. So this is known as annulment. Okay. Then there are other few rules, and this is known as commutative. A plus B is equal to B plus A. That is with respect to the OR operation, and with respect to the AND operation, A and B is equal to B and A. Okay, then you could have a distributive property over AND, that is A and B plus C is equal to, you can A and B plus A dot C. Similarly, over OR also you could have A or B and C will be A or B and A or C. So these are some of the properties which are the postulates of Boolean algebra. And then the final 2 are also equally important. The 8th one says for every Boolean variable there will be a complement. That means if A is equal to 0, A dash is equal to 1, that is there. Okay, and also if you take inversion of inversion, you get back your value, right? So that is also understandable, right? If A is 0, A inverse will be 1, inverse of 1 will again be A, right? So that is why it says double negation will get back the original variant. And last but the least, you have A plus A bar is equal to 1. Now you are doing A or A bar. Like if A is equal to 0, this will be 1. So 0, 1 or will be 1. Similarly, if it is 1, this will be 0. So it will be 1, right? And this is known as the complement rule. Okay, again A dot A bar is 0, right? In this case, if you see, it is an AND gate. So both have to be 1. But you are taking A and A bar, so one of them will be 0 in any case. So that is the reason the output will be 0. So these are some of the basic rules which we need to remember. Okay, now there is something known as duality principle. Okay, the duality principle says, suppose you have a Boolean expression. So this is a Boolean expression. What these are on the left hand side table, each one of them is a Boolean expression. Okay, it says in a Boolean expression, you can change AND to or to AND. Okay, you can simply change that. Only thing when you are changing that, what you need to do is, if there is a 1, you need to change to 0. If there is a 0, you need to change it to 1. So all the ORs should be replaced with by AND, and all the ANDs should be replaced with OR. All the 1s should be replaced with 0, and all the 0s should be replaced with 1. So you get one more expression, and even that will be true. Okay, for example, x plus 0 is x, that we know. Now this OR, okay, we should not keep calling it an plus here because it's a Boolean expression. So x or 0 is x. Now this OR I am going to replace it with and the 0 becomes 1 here. So x and 1 is x, right? So it holds. Okay, it's true, right? Similarly, x plus y is equal to y plus x. So the duality will be here there are no 1s and 0s, so on the both sides there is an OR, so that has been replaced with an AND. So xy becomes yx. Excuse me. Similarly, this is one more expression where an AND and ORs have been interchanged. Here you have x plus x bar, again x or x bar is equal to 1, x and x bar is equal to 0. So this is known as duality principle, right? Okay, these are some of the another set of 6 theorems. Okay, if we need to remember. So with these 6 theorems, now we will be in a position to simplify a lot of algebraic expressions. So these are the first we learned some around around 9 postulates. Then we learned about duality, and now we are going to learn about these 6 theorems. Okay, with this all kinds of Boolean expression simplifications will be in a position to undertake. Okay, so the first theorem is idempotence, which we said x plus x is equal to x, x or x is equal to x, or x and x is equal to x. Okay, so this is well understood, right? Similarly, x or 1 is 1, x and 0 is equal to 0. I think this is a repetition from the postulates. I think it was there also somewhere. Yeah. So that is also there. Okay. Now this is also x bar inversion of inversion is x, right? And then associative property. Okay, this we know, x plus y plus, so you can change, you can first do an OR of these two and then do an OR, or you do an OR of these two and do this. Okay, this we will have to, why these rules are important is sometimes when you are designing, maybe you have an only 2 input OR gate, but you have to do x or y or z, right? So in that case you can use 2 OR gates. First you do an OR of these 2 variables and then do an OR of these variables. So these kind of things we should know, because when we are realizing hardware, so then similarly this is AND operation, right? If suppose for any reason you just have 2 input AND gates available, but you have to take an AND of these 3 variables, so you can use an two gates. First you do an AND of this and then do an AND of this, right? Or you do AND of this and then again from the you take that output as an input for the second AND gate and put Z there. Okay, so either way it will give the same answer when we are realizing circuits. Okay, now this is a very important theorem. This we will use in many of the circuits, so you have to remember this particular theorem very well. It says a plus x or y of inversion, that is, then it is an x invert and y invert. Okay, so if you see here, now if you are taking this inversion into the bracket, then this or becomes and. Okay, and individually the variables will become inverted. So this is known as De Morgan's theorem, right? And again similarly, if you have x and y the invert, then it is x invert or y invert. Okay, so this is a very important theorem which we are going to use quite a bit. Saksham, is it clear to you, this thing? Sections, Sweta and Ritika, I can explain it once more. Okay, this is very important rule which we are going to use it again. And this is an absorption where you have x plus xy is equal to x. If you see here, if x is equal to 0, right, so this is also going to be 0, so the final output is going to be 0. So this is a redundant term. If x is equal to 1 out here, anyway it is an or, so doesn't matter what y is, so it is going to be 1 here, right? So here also when x is equal to 0, doesn't matter what is y, because x is equal to 0, 0, 0 you get. So this term is redundant, so you can it absorption means this term is getting absorbed by x, so that is why the name known as absorption. The output is x. Similarly, x and excuse me, this is from the duality, right? From the duality, what we learned, that an and can be or can be replaced by a and. So again the results remains. So there is a and here, that gets replaced by an or out here. So again here also this is also known as absorption theorem. So these are now how do we prove these theorems? Okay, say I have some expression and so I want to verify whether whatever I am saying is whatever is being stated is true or false. So there are two ways in which we can do that. Okay. So the first one is using postulates. Okay, so x plus xy, because postulates are facts which we have already accepted as facts, so we can straight away use postulates. So suppose you have to this is the theorem which is being stated here, x plus xy is equal to x. I need to prove that x plus xy is equal to x. How do I prove that? So left hand side is normal, x plus xy. Now I can take an x common out here, right? So this is again distributive law, so I am putting an x common, so it becomes 1 or y, right? And 1 or y is again identity theorem which says 1 or y is 1. Again x and 1, again identity theorem, it gives x. So this is the right hand side equation. So this is how this is known as proving the theorems using postulates. Okay, so this is one approach. The second approach is using truth tables. Okay, now in truth table, first we make a truth table. Input, there are since there are two variables, there are 4 different combinations, so we make all the 4 different combinations into a truth table, and then we need to find x plus xy. So x is here, so let's make xy. Xy is and, right? So and is 1 1 is 1 for all 1 0 0 1 0 1 is 0, so I make a xy. And then I write an x plus xy, so that is or of this column and this column. So 0 0 is 0, 0 0 again 0, 1 0 is 1, and 1 1 is 1. So this is x plus xy. Now if I compare it to x, okay, it is 0 0 0 0 1 1, so they are the same, right? So this is another method without getting into Boolean properties and Boolean equations, just taking the truth table and finding out what is the left hand side total and what is the right hand side total Boolean value, okay, after doing all the algebra. So using truth table also we can do that. Only thing is we got to take all the possible input combinations. By just merely taking 1 or 2 combinations we can't prove that. Okay, you have to list down. If you have to prove something of a 3 variable Boolean expression, then you need to have all the 8 combinations, right? So whatever, if it is in a 4 variable, then all the 16 possible combinations should be listed out, and then you need to see whether the Boolean expression satisfies the rules or not. Okay, if there is a match. Okay, now what are these Boolean expressions? Okay, these Boolean expressions are described to a Boolean function. Okay, this is, suppose this is the output function which we require. Okay, that is x is equal to y bar z. Okay, this is a Boolean expression, this is a Boolean function. Okay, this is a Boolean function, this is a Boolean expression. They can be realized in gates like this, right? It says ki, okay, x or, right, or and then y bar z. So y bar z, and then okay, there is a bubble out here, and there is an bubble out here. You can neglect that there is an error. So you can use these kind of gates to make these kind of Boolean expressions in hardware. Okay, this could be like any real-time example. If I say like if the temperature is above 40 degrees, the AC should switch on, or if the humidity is beyond certain value, beyond say 80%, but then you want one more condition. If the humidity is more, but then if the mains is not there, if it is running on a generator, then I don't want it. Okay, so y could be the generator. If generator is on and then the humidity, then this will not switch on. So that is how the real life, when we have a real life problem statements, we will define those statements and then define the function what we want. Okay, how the output should behave for various input conditions, and from that function then we make the gates, okay, and implement the function. Okay, this is how the digital design is done, right? Now let's take some examples out here. So the first one is simplify AB bar into A bar plus B plus B plus B bar. Okay, so we need to simplify this. So whatever Boolean laws and theorems we have learned, we'll use that. Okay, so the first one, if you see out here, B plus B bar is going to be, this is the original expression which is written directly here. So B plus B bar is going to be a 1, and 1 and this is going to be, this is and here, this is and out here. So we can just neglect that. Okay, so that we have used complement and identity rule, and we have simplified it to this level. Is it okay, Saksham? How we reached this from here? We are just writing B plus B bar as 1. Okay, B plus B bar as 1. So this is an and, so that we have eliminated. Now you have this. Now I can I have two expressions out here. Now if you see, this is an AB a whole bar. Okay, this is an NAND gate, right? So now I can use De Morgan's law. I can write is A bar and B bar. So this is De Morgan's law. So I have written it A bar. Right? Now I can open the brackets and multiply. A bar is going to give me A bar. A bar B is going to be A bar B. B bar A bar is going to be A bar and B bar, and B bar and B is going to give me 0, right? B bar and B, it is okay when I'm multiplying B bar, so that is going to give me 0. So I open the bracket, I just get an 3 terms out here, right? And from these 3 terms also, if I take A bar common, I will have 1 or B plus or B bar. Okay, since there is a 1 in the or statement here, that will so that will become 1, and that 1 in and with A bar will give me A bar. So you see, and first whenever there is a real life situation, we simply write the Boolean requirement like this. Okay, for different conditions, this is how it should function, and then we will apply some simplification rules, and we get an so this is easy to implement, right? So if you straight away try to implement this, so it will consume lot of space, power, and unnecessary ICs. So you can just implement okay this. So this is and these are totally equivalent. Okay, is it clear, Ritika? Shall we move forward? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now we'll take one more example out here. A plus C, AD plus D bar, AC plus C. Okay, now if you see here, here you can take an A common out here, right? It is D bar plus D, right? So D bar plus D, you will get D bar plus D. Okay, that means it is 1. So we can just neglect that. So here, if you see here, that 1 has been neglected. Then you have an A plus C out here. Again, if you take C common here, it becomes A plus 1, which is again 1. So I have one C here. Now among these two, if I take a C out here, it will become A plus 1. So that A goes. So you have A plus C. So are these steps clear to all of you? So this is the way we go about simplifying different Boolean functions. Okay, so this is how we go. We'll take one more example. So A bar, A plus B, and you have an two A's out here, then A plus B bar. Right now, if you see here, for the first, we are going to open up this bracket. So A bar into A, that will give 0. So it will just be A bar B. Now you have an B, right? And B into, again, if you open up this bracket, B into A is going to give BA. This A is nothing but A. Now again, you multiply with do an AND operation with one more A, it will be A out here. Again, you A and B bar, so A and B bar. So if you see, when we expand all of them using the distributive law, so you get this expression, right? Now once you get this expression, if you see here, in these three terms, A is common, so I take A common. So I have B or 1 and B. So you have, since you have an or 1, this entire thing becomes an A. Now A, you write. So A bar B plus A. Then again, we learned this property also. Did we learn this property? No, I think I forgot to mention that exclusively. This is another property which you can remember, x plus x bar y. Okay, let me write it down here, in fact. Let me explain. I can have x bar y plus x is equal to x. Okay. I'll explain. This can be, again, you can use a truth table and you can try to verify this. See, if x is equal to 0, right? Did I write it correctly? Will be sorry, A bar B plus A is going to be B, right? So if you see, if A is equal to 0, right, then if this is going to be 1, so it is going to be B, right? Similarly, if A is equal to in this case, if A is equal to am I making absorption rule? Let me, I think that is already given. Let me go back. Yeah, x, okay, it was already given. So x plus xy is equal to x no. Yeah, if A is equal to okay, this is not a straightaway absorption law. If you see, if A is A plus A bar B, it's written out here. So if A is equal to 0, right, then you will get an this is going to be 1, so you will have a B. Similarly, if A is equal to 1, right? So then this term vanishes, right? This 0, then it is going to be. So you can write an A or B. Okay, so this is another absorption law only, but it is a modified. It is not exactly like this. Where is the absorption law? Yeah. So you have x plus. Okay. Let me write it here so that you. It is. This is also an absorption law. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the little bit of confusion. Okay, this, if you see this expression, now if x is equal to 0 in this case, right? So this is going to be, x bar is going to be 0. If x is equal to 0, x bar is equal to 0, so you will have the output as y. Or if x is equal to 1, in which case, okay, so this is going to be 0, the output is going to be x. So you can write this as an x plus x bar y. Okay, so this x bar becomes redundant, so you can write it as x plus y. So that rule has been used here. Okay, so you got to remember this one additional variation of the absorption law. Okay, x plus x bar y is equal to x plus y. So that is another rule, important rule, which you can remember as part of the absorption law. Okay, so that will simplify this expression as a plus b. Okay. Now similarly, now we'll see one odd of De Morgan's theorem. I said this is again an important. So I have set a quiz in which also there are some similar problems. You got to remember that when I put an inverted comma, it means okay, it means it is a bar. Okay, so because some of the softwares like Canvas, and it's difficult to put a bar on top of it, so I have used this inverted. Even in textbooks, or whenever in so many other qualifying examinations, you will find that a bar is this inverted comma is also being used as an notation of inversion. Okay, so there is nothing wrong in it, so you can use either this bar over bar, or you can put this in inverted comma also. Okay, so I have a plus bc bar, again the whole bar out here, and d e plus f bar, and the bar, again the total expression, you have one more bar out here. Okay, so if I take this within this, inside these things, this including this bar, because there is an outer bar out here, so I take it as x, and I take this whole expression till here, okay, as y. So we can write, and so we can consider De Morgan's theorem, right? If you can take it as an x plus, if you can represent it as x plus by the whole bar, then we know x or y bar is x bar and y bar. Okay, so if I do that, so you will find this dot as this or has become and out here, and I put one more bar over this bar. So these two bars, if you see, they are going to get cancelled with each other. In this case, they are not going to get cancelled, because this is another variable, this is another variable, right? There is no this bar is not through and through, this bar is through and through, so they get cancelled out here. Now, so since they get cancelled, this becomes like this. Okay, this a plus b bar, and here it doesn't get cancelled. Here what happens is, this again d bar, this becomes d bar, and then you have e plus f f bar, you have one more bar on top of that, so those two bars will be placed one over the other. Okay, now and they get cancelled, so now that bar is removed here, and this d bar, and this total bar was removed here. So this becomes an simplified method out here. So this is the simplified answer for this one. Okay, so you got to be careful where to put to see where the bars have been put, accordingly apply De Morgan's theorem. Okay, so we'll take one more of these problems. like this. So so this is the function gate which has been given. We have to check whether is it the most simplified manner the gate is implemented, or we can further simplify it. Okay, so if you see here, it is an this is an OR gate. So the inputs to this are A, and the other input is coming from AND of BC. So you have here, okay, before the bubble, okay, excuse me, A or BC, okay, because BC is AND here, A is coming here. So before the bubble you have A or BC, all right, and then after the bubble you have after the bubble you will put one more bar here, so it becomes A plus BC and the whole bar out here. Similarly for here, if you see, this is B bar is coming here, A is coming here, so A B bar is before the bubble. After the bubble it is going to be A B bar, on top of that one more bar, right? And then this is an OR, and then you have a bubble here. So before the bubble you have A plus B bar, okay, and then you have an OR, and you have A B bar, the whole bar. So you put an OR gate, and after the bubble you're going to put one more bar here. So this is the expression which represents this particular circuit. Now if I have to simplify this, now this is the whole bar is put here. Now I'm going to put bars up, this A plus B, A or BC, the whole bar I'm going to consider as a one function, so I'm putting a one bar out here, and this OR I'm going to replace with an AND. So A B bar, so there is one more bar here. So if you see here, there are two bars, bar over here, bar over here, so those two gets cancelled. So this is the expression which I finally get. Now I can open up the brackets. So A B bar will give A B bar, and this is going to be BC A B bar. So B bar B into B bar AND, right? So that is 0. So that gets, and here A is repeated, so it is just an A B bar. So the final answer comes to be just A B bar. So you can implement this particular gate is equivalent to this gate. Okay, is this clear to all of you? Yeah, is it clear? Okay, thanks a lot. Now what